And welcome. So here we are doing our Friday morning. Well, we're basing it in California time, even though I'm in Florida, and it's already afternoon. Regardless, we're doing our morning session of Anchor the Light, and we're focusing on emotional healing. Now, before we start, just to put things in proper perspective, you know, why is it that emotional healing is important? We go through stuff just when we thought we're clear, everything's fine, everything's quiet, then little things trigger us, right? So you think about it. You're doing fine, then you watch the news and something irritates you. Okay, so no big deal. These things don't bother me. And then you talk to someone and they said something and irritated you a little bit. It builds up, little layers. So most people think that, oh, emotional healing is because you went through a traumatic experience. Not always the case because these little things build up. And the reason for that is because the soul, the spiritual self, remember we keep saying the same thing over and over again. The soul is the mover of the body, feeler of the feelings, or the creator of the feelings, thinker of the thoughts. So if we focus on the emotions and the thoughts, when something happens, in our response to it, we create emotions and thoughts. Just imagine you have an emotion machine and a thought machine. So as the soul's looking out in the world and something triggers them, good or bad, the soul creates thoughts and emotions. And these thoughts and emotions are like holograms, if you want to use that word, or just basically clouds of energy that contain that particular emotions or thought, and it floats in the aura. So when the next thing comes along that is very similar, good or bad, it triggers the soul to create those thoughts and emotions again, and whatever you create will add on to what you have. So at some point, essentially, we're inside this cloud of thoughts and emotions. Now, that's why people say, "Oh, I need a vacation. I need the holidays. Too much stress. Too much this. Too much that." And that's because you just, as you deal with life, you're inside this cocoon of energy, which are basically about 90-some% our own thoughts and emotions. The reason I didn't say 100% because some of these thoughts and emotions are injected into us by other people. So, for example, you're talking to someone and you're talking to someone who you respect, have a strong opinion over something. The thought is so strong that as it hits you, it actually sits in your aura. And before you know it, their opinion is yours. Okay? Now, that also happens if you're a counselor. You do a lot of counseling sessions. As your client or your patient starts to emotionally release stuff, and you're listening, you're trying to be empathic or empathetic, one of the two, and you're trying to understand them and be able to help them. Well, guess what? In order for you to understand them, as you're observing it, and you cannot differentiate your own thoughts and theirs, so well, I can do that. Okay, hear me out. So as you're listening, yeah, all right. But they say with so much passion and emotion, if you cannot keep that professional distance, like compartmentalized, like not really a wall, but a certain filter, then these thoughts start to sit in your aura. That's how you heard of a lot of counselors or a therapist start having emotional breakdowns. Not just because, I've heard enough crap in my life. It's not only that, it's because when you hear all that emotional stuff, part of it sits in your aura. Make sense? So when a person goes on vacation, goes on holiday, they just want to get away from it because, their cocoon is filled with so much negative thoughts and emotions already. You add to it the thoughts and emotions within the city or where they live in, they want to get away. So at least you remove this factor, right? The part of the environment. But it still does not remove the internal factor. That's why when people go on vacation, they go, oh yeah, it feels better. But it takes them a while to kind of just calm down. Make sense? Some people say, okay, let's say they have a 7-day vacation or a holiday. The first 2-3 days, they're just kind of adjusting to it. They don't really let go and enjoy the vacation, the holiday, until the third or fourth day. That's because all these thoughts and emotions are still moving around in their energy field. Make sense? So maybe it's not going to be as active because it's not being triggered by the environment compared to where if they're in the city or where they're at work. But nevertheless, if you don't flush all this junk out of your aura, you can take as many vacations as you like. That stuff still sits in your aura. It's not gonna last for. It's not gonna go away on its own. That's where meditation comes in. Meditation is probably one of the, let's just say, the most practical and fastest way to flush out a lot of these old thoughts and emotions so you have clarity. A lot of people say, oh, I want to have some clarity. I want to be clear on my goal, on my relationship, my health, so on and so on. And what are you doing about it? Oh, I want to read more. I want to study more. That's good because you want to gather more information. But if you don't first remove the old stuff in your aura and your chakras, you're learning from a filter, the filter of your old thoughts and emotions. Make sense? Now, when we do this deep emotional healing meditations, what we're trying to do is to first identify what these are. And we try to follow the 9-week program, which a lot of you have joined already. If not, just go to masterco.org. It's one of the rotating panels. You can still log in. It's evergreen. It just keeps going, and you can you can join anytime you like. Okay. Last week was supposed to be fear and helplessness, and this week releasing guilt and uh, non-self forgiveness. So what do we want to do to just kind of be able to catch up? Is this week we'll do both. The morning one will do fear and helplessness. The evening one will do releasing guilt and non-self forgiveness. Now, when it comes to fear and helplessness, you know people who are very, very strong, very determined, and I know people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then one time I saw this guy, really saw a flying cockroach and literally lost it. I'm going, what happened to this cockroach? Because growing up, they live in a place and apparently they got traumatized. So the cockroach, as tiny as it is, it's enough to trigger this very calm, very secure person. You've seen people like that before, right? Or you see people who are emotionally very stable and they have a pet peeve. Is that what you call it? Yeah. Like they see something that's, I don't know, I'll just make this up. Huh? So let's say they're very calm, they're fine, they're even keeled. And then they see somebody who, when they're eating, I don't know, chew with their mouth open, right? Something like that. And it just drives it, and this person loses. It's like, I can't believe it. And it just completely messes their entire demeanor. You've seen people like that. It's just the weirdest thing. You know why? Because somewhere in the past, they had that experience of, let's say, somebody chewing with their mouth open, and it anchored a certain negative emotion to it, a negative thought, so that sits in their aura. So in NLP, you heard of anchors, right? They say, oh, if you're having a good time with friends, you talk, you laugh, you touch them on the shoulder, you do it a few times, so next time, you just touch them like this, it'll trigger that emotion. It's like an anchor. A lot of you heard that before. Well, guess what? An anchor is essentially a thought form that has been solidified, not solidified, but anchored, something that's strong enough that sits in your aura that now has a certain switch to trigger it. Now, this could be negative, could be positive. Make sense? So, what you can do, if you have a negative anchor, a negative thought form, let's say fear of helplessness in the past, what you can do is when you're meditating, you first observe, oh, I understand this fear, where it came from. Be the observer. We said it so many times. You observe it. Okay, this is the fear. I don't know when it started, but I do notice this happens. The fact that you observe it, that alone allow you to disassociate so it's not attached to you. That's part one. Part two, as you disassociate with it, you have to get rid of it. You have to disintegrate it. Now, when I say disintegrate, you're not destroying anything because energy cannot be destroyed or created. Most of you know that. You're basically changing its form. To put it in very concrete terms, just imagine you have a cloud like this. These are the thoughts and emotions sitting in your aura and your chakras. When you observe it, you go, they're interesting. It alone starts coming out of your aura, and it's not feeding off you anymore. And then from there, a lot of people have many different ways of disintegrating. Some people say, oh, cancel, or I offer it to God, or whatever you want to do. Works. As long as it works for you, go for it, man. However, in pranic healing, we have the easy way. We visualize violet light, and we just say disintegrate, or we throw it into a violet fire, or we throw it in salt water. Violet breaks up negative energy. To be more specific, negative emotional energy. So what happens is, if this is the lump of negative emotions, negative thoughts, when violet light hits it, it breaks it down and changes it in frequency, so it dissipates. So it's called disintegration, like dismembering it or dismantling it and let it flush out into the ethers. Now, here's the best news of all. You don't have to understand all the technical details. It's just, I like explaining that way because I'm an engineer by trade. But you don't need to do that. You just need to know the right technique, and it works. So we'll divide it into several parts. One, we identify it. Number two, we disassociate with it. Just kind of look at it like this. We use violet light to disintegrate it. Okay? And then we'll do intense meditation, bring down the spiritual energy to flush it out even more. That's simple. That's why you notice there are people who have a lot of emotional pain. When they find God, right? They join a church, a religion of some sort, a temple, a mosque, whatever religion. Suddenly, oh, I have so much inner peace. I got rid of all that crap. Well, guess what happened? Same thing. When they found God, they become more receptive. The spiritual cord opens. More divine energy comes down. They offer it to God. You're not giving anything to God. What happens is when you say, "Oh, I offer this to God," essentially it comes out of your aura, and you allow the divine energy to flush it out. I know it's not so glamorous, but that's what it is. You see, the secret of the entire thing is as simple as this. You heard this, let me say so many times. To first realize that those negative thoughts and emotions are not you. They're not the I. The problem with people is they like to own their crap. The way they, oh, I'm so angry, I'm so fearful, I'm so, okay. When you say I am this, you're identifying it. It's like you're putting super glue and it's sticking it further and further and you shove it into your system. No wonder people have problems. Get the idea? The first is to observe. I was already around before this negative emotion came up. In other words, before that traumatic experience happened, before that flying cockroach happened, I'm already around. It's just that when I saw the flying cockroach when I was a kid, it triggered this fear and blah, 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 so on, so on, so on. Therefore, this stuff is not me. I was around before that. So that means I created it in response to something. Well, I didn't actually create. Yes, you did. I didn't think about, who cares what you think? That's the process of how we interact with the environment. The key is, once you understand this, oh, I created it in response to what happened. That means if I can create it, step one, I cannot create it again. And step two, whatever I created, I can get rid of it. You see the power in that? That certainty alone makes a huge difference because it allows you to make a choice. Gives you power back. The problem with people is they don't like to do that because they like to be enabled by other people who, okay, I don't want to get too far into this, but I've seen people like that. That's why when I was with Tony in a few events, some people say, he would say helplessness or victimhood is the ultimate power. Because these people, oh yeah, whatever. So by doing that, consciously, subconsciously, they manipulate other people. Now, they might think they're winning, but it's really dumb. You know why? Because when they keep creating that negative thought form, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Then that negative energy, negative emotion, their identity fuses as one, and they can't get out of it. They have difficulty getting. You need literally a sledgehammer, a chisel, maybe a bomb to get rid of it. You get the idea? Because they keep identifying. Subconsciously, they're thinking, oh, because so that way people will love me, people will care for me, blah, 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 so on, so on. So in their mind, by being the victim, they get more attention. They don't realize two things are happening. They're reinforcing that negative thought, so it's getting stronger and stronger, so it affects them more. Plus, you have the negative thoughts of other people. Yeah, this person is in such a bad shape. Oh, I pity them, I help them. So their negative thought about you feeds yours. Get the idea? So when people say, oh, yeah, you think you're getting the help you like? No. You're actually creating a long-term problem. The key is to understand, these are not my thoughts. Yeah, at that time this happened, so I created them. Enough of that. I want to change my life. My past does not define my future. So whatever it is, let me get rid of it, disintegrate it. Let's put my attention on what we want. Translation, move on. But I can't do it. Okay, suit yourself. And somebody go, okay, I'll change. Because sometimes when you babysit someone, it's okay, take your time. Take a few more incarnations. It's like, yeah, right. A lot of times we just have to face ourselves and say, that happened, I don't know how many years ago. Causes me to have low self-esteem. It causes me to have fear. But you know what? I created those thoughts. I created that image of myself, which is not really the real I. So therefore, I'm going to get rid of it. This is what I want. You shift from here to here. That's it. Finish. No drama in between. The more drama you put in, the more energy you put in there. That's why some people take so long. Because they cannot disengage from it. Clear? Now, I know some of you saying, yeah, that's easy for you. No. It wasn't easy. It became easier upon realization. I shared this story so many times with you, you're probably so sick and tired of hearing it. I was going through a lot of emotional pain. And the first thing my teacher told me at that time is, like, go meditate. I said, Master, you don't realize I'm going through a lot of emotional pain. And he goes, okay, go meditate. I'm going, did he just hear me? And so here I am. And I kept going, Master, you don't. I didn't give that face, but Master, you don't understand. I kept putting myself lower and lower. So hopefully the big guy would pity me, right? I thought he would pity me. Oh, it's okay, my son, whatever. Master, you don't. He looked at me. Okay. Go meditate. I'm not getting anywhere with this guy. So I said, I thought the emotional crap doesn't work. Let me try the mental one. Master, I'm going through this emotional pain and it's really affecting my ability to teach and share pranic healing and other spiritual teachings. His eyes are up. He goes, okay, let's talk. He goes like this, go meditate. I'm going, what the heck? I didn't get anywhere. But he didn't stop there. Then he explained. When the soul has control over the emotions, the emotional body, and the mental body, this problem will go away. Essentially, what he's saying is like, of course, when he said that, he already knew what I knew about the emotions. The emotional body creates the emotion. The mental body creates the thoughts, right? So his point is, when the soul identifies itself as the real I, and I'm just using the emotional mental machine to create these thoughts, whatever you're going through will go away. The problem is, I was identifying myself with the emotions, thinking that's the real I. I'm swimming in the mud. That was the problem. Get the idea? So until humanity realizes they're not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts, this human drama will continue. You don't believe me? Look around. You just take a few hours, just look around and observe how people are. They need significance. They need this. They need that. I'm here with Tony, so I'm going to use that as an example. The 6 human needs, right? The significance, variety. Anyway, I'm not going to go through it. You can attend this class. But you get the idea? So most people need all these things. That's why they cannot pull themselves out. Now, meditation, the right type of meditation, not just going, okay, I'm going to meditate, close my eyes. Okay, good enough, I made it. No, you didn't. You just put a pause in your crazy life. Okay? But when a person meditates, you have to first disidentify yourself from the body, the emotions, and the thoughts so you can go back to who you are. Once you realize who you are, you can get to observe these thoughts and emotions I created due to these circumstances. I'll keep this, I get rid of this, I'll keep this, I get rid of that. It's just doing house cleaning. Get rid of what you want, reinforce what you want, and create a future you like. Syntax. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You cannot just say, oh, I intend a better life. How? I don't know. The guidance will come. Yeah, you've been screwing around for the last 20, 30 years. Nothing has changed. Don't you think that that technique doesn't work? Who's that smart dude? Einstein. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result is what? Insanity. But some of us think it's the way to do it. The secret is to break the pattern. And oftentimes, breaking the pattern requires something that is so far out, so different than what most people do. And look at my hand, abrupt. When it's abrupt, it prevents the mind, the emotions, to create something to oppose it. In NLP, a lot of you done NLP, it's called pattern interrupt. You can also do a pattern interrupt on how the soul keeps creating the same negative thoughts and emotion. That's that. Okay? Now, I hope this was not too technical for you. But the bottom line is simple as this: you are not your thoughts, or your emotions. You created them. You can uncreate them or create something else. You decide. My goal here is to empower you, to give you back your power. The problem is most of us give our power away. Yeah, but that person manipulates, that person affects me. You don't want to hear my real thoughts on that. But anyway, remember who you are and realize that even though these people are projecting what they think you should be, these thoughts are not the I. Okay? And in panic psychotherapy, no, I'm sorry, in Arhatic Yoga, one of the things Master Cho even taught us is like, you can use this technique to get rid of addictions, phobias. This addiction is not the I. This phobia is not the I. This fear of this flying cockroach is not the I. This fear of this is not the I. These are not me. Use violet light, disintegrate it. Make sense? Now, one last thing. That's why you hear people who are good at using this technique, but in a very everyday language. They go like this. Okay, what's your phobia? Oh, I have a fear of blah 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 whatever. And the person says, what color is it? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? What color is it? You go, huh? Just if you could see it, what color is it? You come up with some color. Oh, gray. How does it smell? Oh man, it stinks. How does it taste if you touch it? Oh, it's rough. And you go on and on and on, and you take you on this journey, and then, okay, you're done with that part, right? What is it? How does it feel? Smell, taste, touch, whatever. And then the next thing you're gonna do, they're gonna have you, okay, close your eyes, imagine this, imagine that, blah blah blah, so on, so on, so on. And then they go, okay, how does it feel now? Oh, if it's different. How's the color? Oh, it's brighter. How's the smell? Oh, it smells good. How's the texture? Smooth. You guys had that experience? You know what I'm talking about, right? And afterward, you go, wow, man, that works. It does work. You know why it works? It's as simple as this. In order for you to go through all this exercise of how does it feel, how does it taste, texture, color, so on, so on. In order to do that, you have to observe it. That means, in order to observe it, it has to come out of your aura. That's it. That's what they do. And after they do that, they go, okay, look at that. Now imagine this, imagine that. So when they imagine this and that, whatever, they're basically dismantling this and breaking it up and then visualizing what they want. And that becomes something that affects them. You can do it that way if you like. I just don't have the patience for it. And for me, it's like, who cares what it smells like? It's dirty energy, get rid of it. It's like, you're not going to say, this poop, what is that? Unless you're doing it for diagnosis. You're not going to say, this poop, okay, it smells. What's the texture? I hope you don't taste it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's poop, crap. You can do it that way. Or you can say, this crap, get rid of it. Get the idea? Now, don't misquote me. I'm not saying those techniques are bad or they don't work. I'm just simply explaining to you the mechanism so that for some of you who don't want to do that stuff, you can get to the heart of the matter, direct to the point. But some of you who need that because your mind is so busy, it gets, you start to doubt yourself in doing it, then you go through the process because that process allows you to go at step 1, step 2, step 3 because people are of different temperaments. Some of you are like me. Get to the point, buddy. I don't have time for all these dilly-dallying around. Some people are not like. Some people you need to take them to the process. Then you do it that way. To each their own. Okay? But at least if you understand the concept behind it, when you look at techniques, you don't go, ooh. Because some people, they get easily distracted by something shiny. Oh, this new technique. This new essential oil added with this mantra will do this for me in 2 seconds. You heard this before, right? Everybody has a bright idea. That's how it works. But once you understand the concept, you go, oh, this is that. Okay, that's that. Finish. Remember what I shared with you always. Everything we try to do, when you want to communicate, SCC. Simple, clear, concise. When people dilly-dally, I'm going, oh, okay. You know why? By the way, do you know why people go around in a circle? It's very simple. there's no clarity. The reason they don't have clarity, they have so many thought forms and emotions floating in the aura. In order to pin down what they want, they have to go, that one. But if your aura is clear, you go, that's not finished. Move on. That's the value of meditation. Okay? So for some of you who are still stuck with, oh, meditating is just relaxing, that's just the surface. And most people, if you just say, okay, close your eyes, be quiet and observe, they can't do it. Because in order to observe, you need to clear your screen. Otherwise, if you just relax, okay, I'm going to observe, and all the thoughts and emotions and fast will swirl in your consciousness. Okay, that's it. I hope that gave you a bit of a background. If it was too much for you, I apologize. I just like to always share what I know to be able to get you to your objective as fast as possible. All right, so let's ask for blessing. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahaguji Meiling, we humbly invoke for light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and protection. We thank you in full faith, so be it. All right, so put your hands on your heart like this. Focus gently on your crown. Repeat after me. I am that. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotions. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. Just be still. Allow awareness to just drift high above the crown. I'm connected in one to my higher soul. Just be still. Just leave your awareness drifting above your head. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God, meaning we're all evolving still. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. Just be still. We are one. Now open your hands in blessing. Visualize the earth in front of you. Just say our hearts are one. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your hands. Project beautiful pink light to the earth. From the heart of God, may every person, every being be blessed. So be it. So be it. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Where there's darkness, let me sow light. And where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Allow your entire beings to simply be an instrument and a channel to bless every person, every being on earth with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness and reconciliation, with hope and with faith, with light and joy. So be it. So be it. So it is. Now be aware of your crown, the center of your crown. Imagine golden light from your crown flowing down through your hands to the earth. Flood the earth with golden light, starting with your family, your friends, the people you work with. Let that golden light keep spreading to the city you live in, the state, the country, and let it spread throughout the entire world. From the heart of God, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness, with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and peace. Let all be blessed. So be it. So be it. Let all be blessed. Can you feel that sense of peace flow down through you or be part of you? That's what happens when the crown is filled with so much divine light. Now just share it with your family, your friends, to everyone you know. And let it spread throughout the entire world. Now, be aware of your heart and crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale, visualize golden light flowing out of your hands to the earth. From the center of the heart of God, may every person, every being in the entire earth be blessed with loving kindness. Let every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let all beings in every dimension and every direction be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, with harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. Let all be blessed without exception. Let all be blessed regardless of their religion, their sex, their gender, their belief system. May all be blessed. So be it. Just keep that energy flowing through you. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. All be blessed. Now lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Now imagine a beautiful golden sun, a golden star, or a golden flame just floating a few inches above your head. Just look at that golden light. Be aware of the love within your heart and just send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that golden light. And stay there. Be still and let go now. You're not the body, you're not the emotion, not the thoughts. You are the soul, the mover of the body, the creator of the feelings and the thoughts. That is your true nature. You are the soul, the spiritual self. Be still. Just be still, listen to my voice. I want you to imagine looking at yourself in front of you. Just observe, just like almost like looking in a mirror. Observe yourself. Any fear or helplessness, conscious, subconscious, what would it look like? What would these gray clouds look like on your body? Would a cloud be on your head, your face, your chest? What would it be? Just observe. Okay, they're usually in the crown, the ajna, which is in between your eyebrows, your throat, your front and back solar plexus, and your basic. Regardless, just imagine gray clouds on your head, in between your eyebrows, your throat, your front and back solar plexus, and your basic chakra at the base of your spine. Just be receptive. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your crown chakra is being cleansed. All negative thoughts and negative energies in your crown chakras are disintegrated, extracted, expelled down to the salt water. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your forehead, your ajna, and back head chakras. Any negative thoughts and negative energy, especially the energies of fear, are dissolved, disintegrated, extracted, expelled to the salt water below you. So be it. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your throat center. Any type of fear, helplessness, negative thoughts, negative emotions are dissolved, disintegrated, extracted, expelled to the salt water. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your front and back solar plexus. It's going deep into your front back solar plexus, loosening, dismantling, disintegrating any type of fear energies and flushing it down into the salt water now. So be it. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your navel, down to your sex center. It's pouring down to your base of your spine. It's going into your basic chakra. Any form of fear that is connected to survival or dissolved, disintegrated, extracted, expelled. The liquid divine energy is cleansing your basic chakra. Any type of fear energies in your aura are now also being dissolved by the waterfall of divine light from the meditation. Be receptive and listen. Om. 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 Just be still. Let the negative energy just flush out on its own. Om. Just be still. Just let the energy work on its own. Any thoughts and emotions come up, just observe it, let it flush out. If any type of fear from the past comes to the surface, just observe it and let it flush down into the salt water below you or into a violet fire. Say thank you. I completely, deeply, permanently, and gratefully accept, absorb all the divine healing energies. In full faith, so be it. Raise your hands in blessing. Two things. We release the excess energy, allow the divine energy flow out through us to flush out more stuff, and also ground to the earth. Okay? Let the entire earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let the entire earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to all. So be it. May all be blessed. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light down into the ground. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be regenerated and revitalized. May all of Mother Earth and all her children be blessed. So be it. Now to further flush out all these negative thoughts and emotions, be aware of your hands, your feet. As we bless down, you're going to chant Om. This allows the energy just to really flush it down, okay? Focus about a feet or 2 feet below your feet. Go. Om. 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 Be still. So it is. All right, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Thank you. Personally, to my teacher, Master Tuakok Sui, thank you. In full faith, so be it. All right. Shouldn't have dairy before talking. That's what happens. Anyway, I hope you had a good meditation. If you're sensitive, you would have felt stuff literally flushing out of your system. Now, here's the test. Observe your thoughts and emotions right now. Just be still. Keep your tongue on your palate. Keep your eyes open. What do you notice? Quiet, right? So, you don't have to go into a cave. You create your own cave. Of course, if you're a guy who goes, oh, I got my man cave. All right, whatever. Anyway, clear? So tonight, for the next session, we're going to do, that's going to be in like 6 hours, so 7 hours and 12 minutes. So it's going to be 9 p.m. Florida time, 6 p.m. California time, and India time, I think it's 7:30 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, whatever time it is, you go figure it out. So tonight we'll work on guilt and the inability to forgive oneself. Now, that's a big deal. Huh? Oftentimes we look at ourselves as not worthy, not good enough because we messed up. And a big part of that is guilt. Although we have another session in a few weeks that deals with unworthiness, the root of that oftentimes is because we don't feel we're good enough because we screwed up. Okay? And so tonight we'll do the same thing. We'll let it come to the surface. We'll disintegrate it and we'll flush it out. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Now, if you want the in-depth sessions, the 9-week deep emotional healing still going on, go to mastercode.org. It's a rotating panel. Just log on, sign into it. What happens is I'll guide you to about an hour of deep shoveling. And afterwards, if you have the 9-week program, you get to download an audio on your phone so you can replay it as often as you like. And you get to keep the videos. You know, you can keep accessing it as much as you like. That way, whenever you need it, oh, this week I need this. It's like a menu in the restaurant. Oh, and this week I need this kind. You click and you practice it. You go, okay, done. Move on to the next one. That's the easy way. I mean, I know this is oversimplifying it for some of you, but in my opinion, just my opinion, don't shoot the messenger here, okay? Why suffer when you have something that works so quickly? Why go to that drama if you don't need to? Right? Just identify it, disidentify it, cut it off your system, put what you want. Done, finish, move on. You can do it. It's just this way is using energy. All right? So anyway, this is Master Stephen Cohn. Thank you. I'm a disciple of my teacher, Grandmaster Chokok Sui. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. We will see you in about 7 hours and 10 minutes. Namaste.